He looked like a lost puppy next to Rafael Nadal. With those explosive words, Rennae Stubbs, the former coach of the legendary Serena Williams, lit up the tennis world and sparked a gale of curiosity among fans everywhere. Why would she, a seasoned mentor who has seen the rise and fall of tennis giants, call one of the most promising talents in the sport a lost puppy? And how does this intriguing assessment tie into the sudden announcement that Carlos Alcaraz will be joining forces with none other than the determined and charismatic Emma Raducanu for a high-stakes appearance in the mixed doubles draw at the next United States Open? Today we will peel back the layers and uncover the real reasons behind these statements and why they matter for the future of tennis in the next few years. In this deep dive, we will explore the improbable partnership of Emma Raducanu and Carlos Alcaraz, the broader tennis dynamics shaped by superstars like Rafael Nadal and Iga Swiatek, and the controversies swirling around Aryna Sabalenka's post-match remarks about Coco Gauff. Hang on tight, because it is going to be a ride full of twists, turns, and revelations that you may not see coming. It all started innocently enough. Tennis aficionados had been whispering about radical changes at the United States Open for months now. Organizers declared that the mixed doubles championship would undergo a significant transformation, opening its doors to 16 teams in a more media-friendly format. Sponsors had been pushing for a glitzy, crowd-approved spectacle to reinvigorate audience interest in doubles play, and the tennis world was abuzz with speculation about which rising stars might join forces. Emma Raducanu, fresh off a roller coaster couple of seasons packed with injury woes, glimpses of brilliance, and a thirst for redemption, seized the moment by announcing that she would partner with Carlos Alcaraz, a formidable men's singles champion still riding the waves of multiple tournament victories. This announcement sent shockwaves through the tennis community. Fans were delighted at the idea of two charismatic upstarts joining forces on court. How could these two young players, each forging a unique path to the top, truly combine their talents and personalities to become an unforgettable mixed doubles duo? Pundits lined up to voice their opinions, ranging from unbridled enthusiasm to tempered skepticism. Yet no voice boomed louder than Rennae Stubbs's, a notoriously frank commentator who is never shy about calling things exactly as she sees them. Stubbs set the microphone on fire by recalling an earlier match in which she watched Alcaraz attempt doubles with Rafael Nadal. "He was kind of like a little lost puppy out there," she quipped, elaborating that despite Alcaraz's extraordinary athleticism and fearless ground strokes, he seemed uncomfortable in the doubles environment. Doubles tennis is a different beast entirely, with strategic net positioning, complementary shot-making, and split-second teamwork overshadowing the typical baseline battles of singles. According to Stubbs, Nadal had practically carried the young prodigy through that match. Even so, the idea of Alcaraz flailing around like a confused newcomer on court was enough to stir immediate doubts about whether his upcoming partnership with Emma Raducanu would flourish or flounder. Raducanu, after all, had been preoccupied lately with singles commitments, focusing on refining her serve and perfecting her ground game so she could recapture that magical spark that once propelled her to stardom. Pairing these two so soon, was that a recipe for success or a looming disaster about to unfold at one of the world's biggest tennis stages? Before we plunge further, let me ask a question. Has the tennis world ever seen so many fiery personalities crossing paths in so short a time span? On the men's side, Alcaraz has been described as the new face of tennis, a proud Spaniard ready to fill the towering shoes of previous champions. On the women's side, Emma Raducanu emerged like a meteor, blasting her way into public consciousness with a fearless style. But the question remains, do dramatic breakthroughs in singles play guarantee a smooth translation to doubles success? Many bright singles talents, past and present, have struggled to replicate their success in two-on-two battles. And even heavyweights like Roger Federer or Serena Williams had to invest considerable time and effort to adapt their singles skill set to the doubles arena. Stubbs, who worked intimately with Serena Williams, can attest to the unspoken complexities of synergy, reading your partner's mind at the net, communicating in the blink of an eye, and mastering the faster reflexes demanded by close-quarters volley exchanges. Yet the Emma Raducanu-Carlos Alcaraz storyline is only half of the tennis drama swirling around. On the same day that Stubbs' comments went viral, the Belarusian star Aryna Sabalenka grabbed headlines for her controversial remarks about Coco Gauff, following a head-to-head collision. Their finals match on the clay courts of Paris had been nothing short of a thriller, Gauff's determination shone through as she overpowered Sabalenka in a nail-biting three-set contest. Instead of offering typical post-match respect to her conqueror, Sabalenka fired off a dismissal of Gauff's skill, insisting that she, Sabalenka, had simply played her worst game, and that, had Iga Swiatek been the finalist, the outcome might have been different. The tennis world erupted in debate. Was this just a heat-of-the-moment slip-up, or a sign of deeper resentment boiling beneath the surface? And what does it say about the sportsmanship standards we expect from athletes at this elite level? Rennae Stubbs wasted no time in expressing her incredulity. "Girlfriend, no," she admonished on her own media platform, referencing Sabalenka's late apology as inadequate contrition for such dismissive remarks. Watching from the sidelines, fans wondered whether Sabalenka's meltdown was foreshadowing a fractious era among the new wave of top-level players. Could the next generation's internal and external pressures be stoking personalities to combust with the slightest provocation? And how might the controversy swirling around Sabalenka resonate with the newly formed Alcaraz-Raducanu tandem? After all, big tournaments can be emotional roller coasters, and truly cohesive mixed doubles partners must show unwavering support for one another, especially when media scrutiny intensifies. Some worry that the friction-laden environment might threaten to derail even the most promising partnerships, as rumors, controversies, and jealousies permeate the ranks. At the heart of this swirling tennis tempest lies a crucial question. Does sheer talent triumph over synergy, or is synergy the secret sauce to success? Alcaraz is widely acclaimed for his fearless baseline hitting, foot speed, and maturity on the court well beyond his years. Raducanu, for her part, can dazzle with her returns and mental toughness at key pressure moments. But doubles tennis demands so much more than strong individual weapons. You need unstoppable net reflexes, timely poaching, continual strategic communication, and above all, an almost telepathic understanding with your partner. The entire spectacle of playing 2-on-2 can be humbling, even for a champion accustomed to ruling the singles court. If Alcaraz was described as a little lost puppy next to Nadal, that does not necessarily mean he will repeat the same mistakes with Raducanu. Some fans believe that he has grown leaps and bounds since his earlier doubles attempts and that his rising confidence could translate into unstoppable synergy. Others think that two relative newcomers still refining their craft might be in for a bruising reality check when they face the cunning partnerships of more established doubles specialists. As for Raducanu, she remains something of an enigma. Her meteoric rise was as stunning as it was improbable, galvanizing a legion of supporters who saw in her a refreshing symbol of youth, ambition, and global reach. Yet, she has not had an easy time sustaining momentum. Injuries, abrupt changes in her coaching staff, and a variety of off-court distractions hinted that the path to tennis greatness is indeed a marathon, not a sprint. The question now is, can a high-stakes, attention-grabbing partnership with Alcaraz potentially unlock a new dimension in her tennis? Pundits point to the revitalizing effect that stepping away from the solo spotlight can have. Mixed doubles can be a less suffocating format, allowing players to experiment with new angles, volley positions, and mental approaches. If Emma manages to find her comfort zone and channel the inherent camaraderie that arises from playing alongside a partner, it might spark a renaissance in her career that fans have been longing to see. Even Rennae Stubbs, known for her brutally frank critiques, acknowledges that players can surprise you once they set foot in the doubles domain. But let's not forget, the time and scheduling constraints of professional tennis are relentless. Alcaraz is still competing in the HSBC championships, pushing through challenging matches and juggling media demands. Raducanu is on the cusp of heading to the Lexus Eastbourne Open in late June of 2025, eager to refine her preparation. They each have sponsors, obligations, and personal commitments that fill every available minute. Carving out the necessary hours for joint practice sessions, strategic discussions, and building personal chemistry might prove daunting. Even top-tier players searching for that intangible mutual rhythm can spend months on the practice court, scanning each other's court movement and adjusting to new styles of communication. A compressed training window might lead to a shaky performance. Perhaps that is why Rennae Stubbs singled them out as the weakest pair, a phrase that, while stingingly blunt, might be more about forging realistic expectations than delivering a personal attack. Of course, the entire tennis ecosystem thrives on storylines that capture the imagination, And this prospective union offers an irresistible narrative. Two players who represent the next generation of tennis, each wrestling with personal challenges and the weight of public scrutiny, uniting on one of the sport's biggest stages against a backdrop of swirling controversies. Who wouldn't tune in? As the countdown to the United States Open continues, glimpses of them practicing side by side are destined to trend across social media platforms, fueling endless speculation. Will fans see in practice a fierce electric synergy that hushes the naysayers? Or will the pressure of heightened expectations, combined with an untested skill set in doubles, doom them from the start? If this dynamic storyline has caught you by surprise, consider giving this exploration a friendly boost by showing your support. If you feel the adrenaline pumping at the mere thought of a Raducanu-Alcaraz duo stepping into the fray, give us a nod. It helps us bring more in-depth analyses on the unpredictable world of tennis partnerships. After all, a show of support can be the spark that keeps these discussions alive. Let us pivot briefly to the Sabalenka-Gauff subplot, since it might illuminate the intensity that awaits Emma and Carlos. Sabalenka's remarks stirred the pot because they exposed how fragile egos can be at this level. For her to proclaim that Gauff's victory was nothing more than a byproduct of Sabalenka's bad day struck some as shockingly unsportsmanlike. Pride is a potent force in professional sports, and even the slightest perceived threat to it can provoke heated outbursts. Will Alcaraz or Raducanu experience similar emotional flare-ups if their mixed doubles run hits a bump? When two highly competitive individuals are forced to compromise for the team's benefit, emotions can run high. Perhaps that is exactly what Rennae Stubbs is hinting at. The best players are not automatically the best partners, especially in the glare of a major championship. The meltdown potential is real, which is why synergy, communication, and a shared sense of trust are paramount if they hope to triumph amid swirling controversies full of emotional crosswinds. Now imagine the scene a few months from now. Night match on a packed stadium court in Flushing Meadows, the bright lights illuminating a fiercely contested game. Raducanu drills a down-the-line passing shot, and Alcaraz unleashes a volley that whizzes past the net player. The crowd roars, seeing two of tennis's emerging superstars operate in perfect tandem. Could it become the magical highlight reel that cements them as more than just promising singles players giving doubles a whirl? Or will it devolve into a cascade of miscommunication, with one uncertain about whether to move forward and the other second-guessing returns? Tournaments of this magnitude can crown unexpected champions, but they can also deliver humbling exits. All eyes will watch for glimpses of that lost puppy moment, a fraction of hesitation that might cost them a key point or an entire match. And through it all, there will be Rennae Stubbs, perched in the commentary box or behind a microphone, ready to deliver yet another sizzling soundbite. There is another angle to all this: legacy. Serena Williams battled her way to tennis immortality by excelling in singles, doubles, and even mixed doubles. Rafael Nadal, who brought out that so-called lost puppy vibe in Alcaraz, has proven that synergy with the right partner can yield staggering results in doubles as well. Emma Raducanu has yet to compile a legacy beyond her breakout success, but a triumphant run with Alcaraz could spark a new chapter, one where fans see her not just as a singles star, but a versatile all-court presence. The same could be said for Alcaraz if he transforms that raw doubles inexperience into gold. Will we be referencing Alcaraz, the unstoppable singles champion, or Alcaraz, the multifaceted tennis juggernaut? The difference might hinge on the intangible qualities that only come to light when players share half a court and collaborate under the watchful eyes of millions. For now, the rumors and speculations swirl, fueling a tantalizing sense of anticipation. Media outlets are already queuing up interviews, fans are refreshing social feeds for clips of the two practicing, and sports analysts are penciling in predictions on how far this duo might go. Nobody pretends it will be easy. Emma Raducanu will need to refine her net game, Alcaraz must sharpen his ability to anticipate a partner's next move, and both have to handle the emotional crescendo of a major championship with grace and poise. Should they find themselves in the second week of the tournament, eyes from every corner of the tennis cosmos will be locked onto them, waiting to see if a lost puppy can evolve into a wily fox or if an underdog can surprise the tennis world once again. Meanwhile, the controversies around Sabalenka's remarks toward Gauff, the sly jabs from tennis commentators, and the tensions among top-tier talents form the backdrop. simmering with energy that can either splinter unity or compel players to band together even tighter. If you are hungry for more breaking analysis and eager to join an ever-expanding community of fans who live and breathe tennis drama, take a moment to stay connected. That way, you will not miss future insights on whether Alcaraz finds his perfect stride in doubles, if Sabalenka can rebound her reputation, or if Raducanu's star will rise anew in a blaze of glory. This is your backstage pass to the real-time saga of professional tennis, a complex world where the greatness of one champion can electrify us, and the meltdown of another can trigger a frenzy of debate that echoes for days, weeks, sometimes years. So, as we stand on the threshold of the United States Open in 2025, and as the echoes of Rennae Stubbs' pointed critique linger in the air, the question remains: will "Lost Puppy" become the catchphrase that forever haunts Carlos Alcaraz? Or will he and Emma Raducanu seize the moment, forging a dynamic partnership that defies all skeptics? One thing is for certain: the stage is set, the stakes are sky high, and the tennis universe is hungry for a showdown of epic proportions. From the whispered behind-the-scenes intrigues to the roar of fans in the stands, every moment will contribute to this unfolding drama. The only thing left to do is watch it all play out. Perhaps they will surprise us in ways even Rennae Stubbs could not predict. And if they do, the line between Lost Puppy and Doubles King might become one of the most gripping transformation stories we have ever witnessed in tennis history.